Alright folks, today I tell you about taking all the plants, or most of the plants out of here, and putting them here. It's all coming up right after this. Hey YouTube, this is Pecktec, and I've been working hard all week on a little feature that I wanted to make for you guys. I haven't given up on that, although it is not happening this weekend. I decided I want to give myself more time. I'm going to kind of take my time with it and try to, do it right. But a big part of making this little film was actually getting the old aquarium back up. You might remember the old zombie head aquarium. And in this feature, this aquarium is created, but because it is what it is, it's a story and not really an aquarium setup video, I thought you guys might be interested in exactly what I did. So me being the thrifty, content-minded creator that I am, I thought, well, I'll shoot some regular video, and then I'll shoot some kind of like up-close, stressful video to mix for the next show. Okay, so this is a Spec 5, and as most of you probably known, it's been grown out like way overgrown for months and months. So when I went to trim it, there was really no trimming it. Every plant in this thing was too big, so every bit of that dwarf sag was just too big, and I had to come out. Now it's worth noting that there were smaller little branches coming off of that stuff, and I probably could have added it back, but I'm kind of done with that look in there. And so what I thought would be really neat is I'll take every bit of it that's healthy out. I'm going to leave this huge Anubias on the side, and I'll put all of it in here. The substrate I used in here is straight fluorite on the bottom, and then I used some decorative rocks that I had left over from my friend's build that I did a couple of weeks ago, that Marineland bowfront tank. I had those same Spectra stone rocks. They're real inexpensive, and they look great. So I decided to top it off with that, because although I really like the fluorite, I don't think it looks super attractive. It just kind of looks like mud down on the bottom. So I'd like to throw in a little gravel. Over time, that gravel or other things, over time that'll work its way in and kind of start to disappear in there. But at least until your plants grow, you'll have a nice, like, attractive bottom layer. I think it actually helps with the planting too, because if you can, I usually plant my plants, I try to get them, I wedge them under the, of course, that top layer, and then into the bottom layer as much as I can, and then I use those pebbles, those loose pebbles on top to sort of crowd around the base of it just to help hold it down. This tank is completely planted out of here. I didn't bring plants from anywhere else. I added a little bit of driftwood to it. I did a little bit of manzanita wood and some cholla wood, which is like a cactus. Thumbs up for finally pronouncing that right. I had one more correction on the last video. It says cholla, or something like that. I think I'm closer now. So it's kind of a devastating blow maybe for this one, but it's only got 2 fish in it. It's got a rainbow that I couldn't catch before because there was so much stuff in there. I should be able to catch him pretty easily now, but I decided to kind of leave him be for a day or so before I have him join his brothers in the bigger tank. And I've got a BB puffer. I thought I'd had 2 BB puffers, but I've only seen 1 since I did the massive change. And like I said, it had become so overgrown that I couldn't really see the fish in there. And I was really concerned that things were going to start dying off. Like, there's only so much of that choked out light that these plants can take. Now they're getting a lot from the parts of them that reach the top, but they're killing something else underneath it. There was also a ton of moss. A lot of moss. I took a huge chunk of the moss and I actually added it to the back of the new little nano tank, that little Hydra nano tank in that compartment. I added a whole bunch back there, the thought being that maybe at some point I'd like to try and do a shrimp colony in there, and I think they would appreciate having a little hideaway of stash of moss to go into versus like all the way into the filter. Now for the filter on this, I decided to go with a simple sponge filter that I've actually had seasoned, that's been seasoning in the 210 and the sump of the 210. And because of that, I'll probably go ahead and throw a fish in here just to keep the biological activity going. So yeah, this is back. I'm real happy with it. I won't have it very long because I'm giving this to a friend of mine, my friend John from work. And I'm not sure if he'll be taking this to work or he'll be taking it home, but we'll be draining this and taking it over to him at some point. But it makes for a great prop for my story, which will be coming soon. So if you have any questions about how this tank's set up or this tank's set up, be sure to let me know. So I'm sorry, this is kind of a short video and not really maybe what you were expecting, but there will be something else coming up next week. And I wanted to make sure that I had something to tell you guys about. So until then, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. I'm on my knees right now, and it really hurts. Now, it's probably worth noting